Rockies start their road trip losing 2 of 3 to the Philadelphia Phillies. Now they're in to face the Detroit Tigers, 11-23 on the year. Rockies are 15-17 now. And they'll need a sweep here in the Motor City to move above the 500 mark. Far be it from me to say a series in May is must win, but the Rockies could certainly use a win here, and they need to prove they can beat up on some teams like the Tigers here, who are far under the 500 mark. Ivan Nova gets the start for the Tigers, third start of the year, 2-3, 3.78 ERA on the season. This is his first year in Detroit. This offseason signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. Raimel Tapia will be who he faces, leading things off. First pitch is taken for a strike. Last place in the AL Central are the Detroit Tigers. You can see Jonathan Schoop over at second base. Victor Reyes in center. Schoop also signing with the Tigers this offseason on a 1-year, $6.1 million deal. The 0-1 to Tapia. Well, I guess this is the interleague lineup for the Rockies. See, Raimel Tapia is in center, batting second. The first baseman, Daniel Murphy, batting third. At third base, Nolan Arenado, batting cleanup in right field, Charlie Blackmon. You have David Dahl batting fifth and left. Trevor Story's at short. Garrett Hampson's at second today. Tony Wolters catching. Ryan McMahon is the DH. So here's Daniel Murphy batting second today. First pitch from Nova misses high, ball one. So Tapia getting in there today. Ian Desmond getting a day off. Daniel Murphy batting second. Takes the pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now. 11 doubles on the year for Murphy. That's tied for fourth place in the National League. The 1-1 is swung on and lined towards right center field. And that's a one-out single for Daniel Murphy. Murphy went all last week without getting a hit. Picks one up in the first game of this week. Nolan Arenado will bat now. First on the Rockies with his .336 batting average on the year. 9 home runs, 26 runs driven in, a .408 on-base percentage. Batting third today. It's a bit of an interesting look in interleague action for the Rockies. This pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. So as for the Tigers this offseason, well, first of all, they're coming off a 2019 campaign where they lost over 100 games for the second straight year.
1 ball, 1 strike.
.47 and 114 to be exact. That was good for last place in the AL Central. Arenado swings and grounds one towards first. Cabrera goes to second for one back to first. And that is an inning-ending double play grounded into by Arenado. We're scoreless going to the bottom of the first. Victor Reyes, Harold Castro, and Miguel Cabrera due up for Detroit. German Marquez getting the start for the Rockies today, and he needs a good start more than anything. 7.09 ERA. This is his 7th start, 2-3 record. 37 hits allowed in 36 2/3 innings, giving up over 3 home runs per 9 innings. Strikeout to walk numbers are decent. Might be walking a batter too many, but he's also striking out over a batter per inning. Victor Reyes will be the first man he faces, batting .219 on the year, 3 home runs, 8 driven in. So last year was the worst record for the Tigers since the 2003 season, when they finished 43 and 119. And I misspoke earlier when I said it was the second straight year of losing 100 games or more for the Tigers. They only lost 98 in 2018. There's a bunt, and it's going to roll foul. It's 0-2 now on Reyes. The only member of the Tigers who's on a guaranteed contract past the 2020 season, all the others are arbitration players, is Miguel Cabrera. As Reyes swings and lines one towards center field. Diving is Tapia, and he will make the catch for out number 1. Nice play by Tapia to kick things off here in the bottom of the first. Harold Castro will be the batter, hitting much better here at Comerica Park than on the road. Miguel Cabrera is signed. He's in the 5th year of his 8-year, $248 million deal. Does have a couple vesting options as well. Makes $30 million this year, and in 2021, $32 million in 2022 and 23, and then those 2 vesting options for 24 and 25 are $30 million. Jordan Zimmerman in the final year of his 5-year, $110 million contract. He takes home $25 million this year. And numerous one-year deals signed for the Tigers this offseason as they try to plug some holes. Jonathan Scope, we mentioned, signed a 1-year, $6.1 million deal. C.J. Crone also signing an identical 1-year, $6.1 million deal. There's a line drive right to the third baseman Arenado for out number 2. Castro's out. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Tigers. Left fielder Victor Reyes. DH is Harold Castro. First baseman Miguel Cabrera. Second base Jonathan Scope. Catching is Jake Rogers. In right field batting 6th Christian Stewart. At shortstop Nico Goodrum. Third base Jamer Candelario. And in center field is Travis Demerit. Here's Miguel Cabrera now. First pitch from Marquez is swung on and lined into left field. A base hit. 2-out single for Miguel Cabrera here in the bottom of the first. So Crone and Scope, both with the Twins last year and both signing identical 1-year, very specific $6.1 million contracts with the Tigers this offseason. Also brought in former Yankee catcher Austin Romine on a 1-year, $4.15 million deal. There's a swing and a fly ball to shallow right field. Coming in on it is Blackman. He'll slide and he'll make the catch. A couple of nice defensive plays for the Rockies outfielders. And we're through an inning of play. We'll take a look at the Blackman catch once more. Tapia made a nice catch earlier in the inning. We're scoreless going to the second. Charlie Blackman made that nice catch, and he's going to lead things off here in the second inning. On a 7-game hitting streak, 299, 7 home runs, 17 driven in, a .564 slugging percentage for Blackman. First pitch from Nova is taken outside. Nova signing a 1-year, $1.5 million deal to help anchor the rotation. Cameron Maben also returning to the Tigers on a 1-year, $1.5 million contract as well. Line drive towards left field. Reyes coming in, he'll make the catch. That's out number 1. Let's look at defense for the Tigers now. Left to right in the outfield, Victor Reyes, Travis Demerit, and Christian Stewart. Infield corners, Jamer Candelario and Miguel Cabrera. Up the middle of the double play combination is Nico Goodrum and Jonathan Scope. And the battery consists of Jake Rogers, the catcher, and Ivan Nova getting his 3rd start of the season today. David Dahl will be the batter, mired in a bit of a slump right now, only hitting .231. First pitch from Nova is just a bit outside, ball 1. In 2018, with that 64-98 record, it was good enough for 3rd place in the AL Central. Things did not go very well for the White Sox or Royals as well, both losing 100 or more. Cleveland Indians easily won that division with 91 wins in 2018. Last year, the Twins really turned things on. We'll see them later this year. We already saw the White Sox. Twins won 101 games, and the Cleveland Indians won 93. Did not qualify for the postseason, did Cleveland, even though they won 93 games, a .574 winning percentage. It was the first time since 2015 that Cleveland didn't make the playoffs. 3-1 delivery coming to Dahl is swung on and lined foul down the left field line towards the seats. Didn't broadcast yesterday's game for you. It was a 4-2 loss to the Phillies for the Rockies. David Dahl takes the pitch low for ball 4, and that's a 1-out walk here in the second. Nova, former Pittsburgh Pirate. Trevor Story steps in. He's on a tear right now. Nova also timed with the White Sox last year and the Yankees before that. Story is 8 for his last 17 at the plate. That's a .471 batting average over his last 4 games. and he's batting 6th today. Really interesting lineup with the DH in play here at an American League ballpark for Bud Black. First pitch to Story is swung on and missed. Story 3 hits and 7 at-bats in his career off Nova. One of those hits a home run. Lots of good numbers for Rockies batters off Ivan Nova. Seeing him quite a bit with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're from the second half of the 2016 season through 2018 with Pittsburgh. There's a swing and a line drive towards center field. Diving on that one is Demerit. He will make the catch for out number 2. We've already seen a lot of sparkling defensive plays from both sides in the outfield today. Tapia and Blackman showing off in the bottom of the first. Now Demerit makes a nice catch here in the top of the second. As we look at this on the show motion. And Ryan McMahon will be the batter. He's got 24 RBI on the year. That's second on the Rockies, second in the American League. 11 home runs as well, 261 with a 349 on base percentage. McMahon, in terms of weighted on-base average, is second on the Rockies this year after Arenado. Batting 7th today as we get that interesting new lineup to look at. First pitch misses low and away. 1 for 4 in the final game against the Phillies, the rubber match that the Rockies lost. McMahon had the only 2 runs batted into that game coming in the first inning. A 2-run single that scored Story and Dahl ahead of him. But that was all the offense that the Rockies could muster from there on out. John Gray gave up a couple runs. Didn't pitch poorly, but then a couple runs given up by the bullpen as well. Didi Gregorius and Nick Williams homering for the Phillies in that game. But quite a stretch right now for Ryan McMahon. The last homestand hit 4 home runs in 5 games as he swings and fouls one at the plate. And then homered in Philadelphia in the first game of that series as well. It's really turned a slow start into all-star caliber numbers, really. He's close towards the top of the league in terms of home runs. We mentioned second in runs batted into Nolan Arenado. Leads the Rockies in home runs, does Ryan McMahon. 2-2 pitch is taken inside and the count goes full. Garrett Hampson is waiting on deck, getting his second straight start. Playing second base today while McMahon is DHing. This 3-2 is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Dahl will hold up at second base, and a couple Rockies are aboard now with 2 outs for Garrett Hampson here in the second. Righty-on-righty matchup. Hampson only hitting 133 on the year. Hasn't been getting consistent playing time. First pitch misses outside, ball 1 with a changeup. 1 home run that was of the inside the park variety in the series in San Francisco a couple road trips ago. 2-run inside the park home run, so that's where both of his runs batted in on the year come from. 1-0 pitch from Nova is swung on and lifted in the air, foul and out of play. That's going to be a souvenir towards the seats. Hampson, in the last 6 games he has played, he scored a few runs. 1-1 from Nova is taken for a strike. Nova comes set. Takes a look towards second base and delivers. And that's swung on in line towards shallow right field. And Stewart will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Rogers, Stewart, and Goodrum due up for the Tigers' scoreless ball game. Jake Rogers, talented young catching prospect, will bat to lead things off here in the bottom of the second for the Tigers. Only hitting 148 to start this season. 1 RBI on the year to speak of. Some seasoning perhaps still needed in AAA for one of the top prospects in the Tigers organization. We mentioned Austin Romine, likely getting the lion's share of the catching duties this year, has more experience. 3rd round pick back in the 2016 draft was Rogers. Really quick first inning for Marquez, hoping for more here in the second. ERA up over 7 on the year for Marquez. Wasn't able to get through 2 whole innings his last time out. Really rough start to his year, and he's giving up just a lot of hard contact. 2-0 pitch coming to Rogers is high, 3 balls, no strikes. Kristen Stewart waiting on deck. Stewart, the guy the Tigers were hoping would have a breakout campaign last year, did not happen for him. 3-0 coming to Rogers is going to be in there for a called strike. 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Marquez. We saw him frequently getting up to 98, 99 in his last start. Looks like he's taken a little bit off today. I wonder if there was just some overthrowing going on there, and that was hurting his command perhaps. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full now. That one at 96. So from 3-0, it's now a full count on the Tigers catcher, Jake Rogers. Marquez into his motion, wind up in the 3-2 is swung on and fouled the other way. Here comes a 3-2 from Marquez, and it's in the dirt for ball 4. So that'll put the leadoff man on for the Tigers here in the bottom of the second inning. Kristen Stewart will be the batter, hitting .255 on the year. Slumping lately, though. 7 for his last 35 at the plate. That's a .200 average over his last 9 games. 5 home runs, 18 driven in overall. Some of the better numbers from those rate stats in terms of Tigers batters. Marquez will pitch from the set position now, looks over his shoulder, gets ready to deliver his first pitch to Stewart, and it's swung on and fouled out of play. Stewart was a first-round pick by the Tigers back in 2015. Tigers were just ending their stretch of a reign above at the top of the AL Central around that time. Had a really good stretch of baseball from 2011 to 2014. 2012 won the American League pennant. Though I would argue they were a better team in 2013 when they lost the ALCS to the Red Sox. Ground ball hit to third, and Arenado goes to second for 1. Back to first, and double play. Arenado goes around the horn to turn it 5-4-3. And there are 2 outs now in the second. And that'll leave it up to Nico Goodrum. Goodrum, utility player for the Tigers, has 5 home runs on the year. That ranks second on the team. .222 average with 17 runs batted in on the year. Playing shortstop today. Can play all over the infield and outfield for you. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. That one at 98. 7 runs batted in over his last 9 games for Goodrum. A 1 is taken inside. Goodrum a couple years ago had a real breakout year with the Tigers. Just kind of took a flyer on him, former Minnesota Twin. Tigers were just hoping they could get something out of him, and he really established himself as an everyday player, at least an everyday player caliber on the Tigers. 2-1 pitch coming is swung on and fouled the other way. Not going to put up all-star numbers as Goodrum, but he's a solid role player, a super utility guy. 2-2 delivery coming from Marquez is swung on and fouled. He just got a piece at the plate. Wolters could not hang on. And that was pitch 22 of the day. 2-2 count here in the second to the 2-22 batting Goodrum. Pitch misses down and in full count. Jamer Candelario, off to a really rough start to the season, is waiting on deck. 3-2 pitch coming from Marquez is swung on and skied in the air towards left center field. On the run is Dahl, and he will get there to make the catch in the cavernous outfield for the Tigers. We're through 2 innings of play. Scoreless, Wolters, Toppy, and Murphy due up for the Rocks. Tony Wolters leads things off in the top of the third, 177 with 6 runs batted in on the year, no home runs. Batting 9th is the catcher today. First time the Rockies have played in an AL ballpark, have played against a couple AL teams at Coors Field, the Rangers and the White Sox. First pitch is a changeup in for a strike. Rockies certainly hoping for better results against a different AL Central team that's not the White Sox. Strike on the inside corner, quickly 0-2 on Wolters. First game on the last homestand against the White Sox was an absolute feasting by White Sox batters and Rockies pitchers. The second game was a high-scoring affair and close. Things kind of unraveled in the 9th inning, and the White Sox came away with the wins in both of those games. 0-2 pitch is going to miss low in the dirt with a changeup. Tigers have failed to make the postseason ever since 2014. They face the Orioles in the division series. There's a swing and a ground ball to third base, knocked down by Candelario. He'll pick it up and recover in time to get Walters, and that's out number 1. And the lineup will turn over. We'll see Raimel Tapia as we get our look at Ron Gardenhire, manager for the Tigers, former Twins skipper. Raimel Tapia 0 for 1 on the day, flied out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. 114 average, 200 on base percentage, and no extra base hits on the year either for Tapia, looking to get things going. He's been used as the primary pinch hitter for the Rockies this year. First pitch from Nova is taken just a bit outside. Not a whole lot of playing time for Tapia either. Really can say that about quite a few of the bench players for the Rockies. Elias Diaz has gotten in there a decent amount as the backup catcher. We saw Chris Owings and Raimel Tapia have gotten the same amount of starts. That's just a couple. Now a few for Tapia's third start of the year today. 1-1 pitch from Nova here is taken down and in. Now it's a hitter's count on Raimel Tapia. Not the highest of velocities from Nova. He'll sit right around 90 to the low 90s. There's a pitch outside. Daniel Murphy is waiting on deck as it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Raimel Tapia. Murphy went a week without getting a base hit, then got a hit in his first bat of this game. Hopefully a sign of a resurgence for him after a really hot stretch for him and a real cool down. 3-1 pitch coming to Tapia is swung on and grounded towards first. It's off of Cabrera. He will flip it, though, towards the pitcher Nova covering, and that's out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Daniel Murphy here in the third. Murphy got that base hit his first time up, 273. 336 on base percentage on the year for Daniel Murphy. Was hitting comfortably above the 300 mark for a spell. There's a ground ball hit into left field, a base hit, so 2 for 2 to start the day for Daniel Murphy. Look at hit leaders on the Rockies. Nolan Arenado has 41. Charlie Blackmon is second with 35. Daniel Murphy climbing back up there. He's at 34 in third place. In fourth place, Trevor Story has 31. Then we have a tie between David Dahl and Ryan McMahon with 30. Ian Desmond comes in with 22. Desmond getting the day off today. Nolan Arenado grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1, batting .333 on the year now. He's not slumping necessarily, but he isn't quite as hot as he was just a few weeks ago. He's hitting close to the 400 mark. 333 still would be a career high, though, for Arenado if he were to maintain that. Nova pitches, and it's taken for a strike. Arenado 4 hits and 9 at-bats in his career against Nova. One of those hits a home run. Mentioned that 2016 to 2018 stretch for Nova with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Had solid, if unspectacular, numbers with the Twins last year. The 0-1 to Arenado is swung on and pulled foul. Quickly 0-2 on Arenado. Increasing clouds are expected as this evening goes on. There's a pitch just a bit outside. 1-2 on Arenado. Sun is shining as we speak. This 1-2 is swung on and lined into center field, a base hit. A couple Rockies aboard now. Murphy at second, Arenado at first, with 2 outs for Charlie Blackmon.
The right fielder, number 19, Charlie Blackmon.
Nova peeks towards second base, comes set, gets ready to deliver his first pitch to Blackmon, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike. Blackmon lined out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. That was back in the second inning. 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in on the year to go along with his .297 batting average. The 0-1 is going to miss low and away. Blackmon went 1 for 4 with the base hit in yesterday's ball game. All of that offense really coming for the Rockies in the first inning. Mentioned that 2-run single for Ryan McMahon, the only run scored in that 4-2 loss to the Phillies. The 1-1 is swung on and grounded towards second base. Scope will go the short way for the final out, and that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the third. Scoreless, Rockies and Tigers. Jamer Candelario leads things off here in the bottom of the third against German Marquez, swinging a foul out of play. Candelario's 10th in the American League right now, 39 strikeouts, really rough start to his season, only hitting 183, and he could have used a bounce back year. Still time. Swung on and missed quickly 0-2 on Candelario. Former Chicago Cubs prospect. This 0-2 is swung on and fouled at the plate. No Nicholas Castellanos on the Tigers this year. He's now with the Cincinnati Reds. Was traded to the Cubs at the deadline last year. Pitch high and away, ball one. And that's inside. Count evens at 2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that is out number 1. First strikeout of the day for German Marquez.
Batting ninth, the center fielder,
And Travis Demeritte will get his first at bat of the day. Demeritte only 153 on the year, a rough start for him as well. First pitch is a strike. Demeritte a home run, 2 runs batted in on the year, looking at a .463 OPS. And the 0-1 is swung on and popped foul and towards the seats. Demeritte went 0 for 4 with a strikeout in his last game. It'll be an 0-2 pitch coming from Marquez to Demeritte. And that one's taken high with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Marquez gets the sign he likes into his motion windup, and the 1-2 pitch is just a bit outside. Count evens at 2. And the 2-2. Outside, full count now. Victor Reyes waiting on deck. Hoping the lineup will turn over. Marquez can rest assured he's already had a better outing than his previous start. Didn't make it through the full 2 innings. Gave up quite a few runs. High ball 4, he walked him. And that's going to put a runner on with 1 out for Victor Reyes. Demeritte draws the base on balls. Reyes lined out his first time up. He's 0 for 1, 217 on the year, a 286 on base percentage, 651 OPS as we get our first look at pause this ball game. Pause encouraging the crowd to get excited. And a potential scoring opportunity, one of the better opportunities of the day for either side so far. First pitch is swung on and popped up. Shortstop Story going out onto the outfield grass right at the edge of the dirt there. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Now back, the designated hitter, Harold.
And that'll bring up Harold Castro. Line out his first time up 0 for 1. Solid numbers for him, 289 average, 336 on base percentage.
Ball, that count.
37 hits on the year for Castro, ranks first on the Tigers, towards the top in most categories in terms of Tigers batters this year. 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded towards second base. Hampson up with the ball, throws to first, and that will retire the side. We're through 3 innings of play, still scoreless. Rockies looking for an opportunity to get on the board first. Of Dahl, Story, McMahon due up in the 4th. Here is David Dahl leading things off in the 4th inning. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance. That was the 2nd inning. Scoreless ball game. Ivan Nova out for a 4th inning of work. 45 pitches. His first pitch to Dahl is taken for a strike. Dahl was the first-round pick back in 2012 by the Rockies. Injuries have hampered him in his career. An all-star caliber player when healthy. Bit of a struggle to start this year, though. Pitch misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's good to see him draw a walk earlier, though. 1-1 delivery is going to miss high and away. The 91-mile-an-hour fastball. We mentioned 90 to low 90s for Nova. Hitter's count now on the left fielder today, David Dahl. And that swung on and belted deep right field way back, and that ball is gone. Home run for David Dahl puts the Rockies on the board first. 1-0, second home run of the year for David Dahl. Maybe that'll get him going. 394 feet, the estimated distance, 102-mile-per-hour exit velocity for Dahl, as he deposited that offering from Ivan Nova to the right field seats. And Rockies will play from in front. Trevor Story, the batter, nobody out here. In the top of the fourth, pitch number 50 of the day coming from Nova, and that one swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. Going back on this one is Reyes. He's at the wall, he's looking up, and that ball is gone. Back-to-back home runs for David Dahl and Trevor Story. Story with his 6th home run of the season. He's continuing that tear he's on right now. 374 feet for Story, 98.6-mile-per-hour exit velocity. Dahl hits one out to right field. Story, you can see here, hitting one out to left field, pulling one just fair down that left field line. Reyes ran out of room. 2-0 Rockies now. Ryan McMahon, the batter. He's on a bit of a home run stretch himself. 1 for 1 today. Base hit his first time up. He takes first pitch breaking ball low. Base hit came back in the second inning for Ryan McMahon. Leads the Rockies with 11 home runs. .268 batting average for Ryan McMahon. And the 1-0 delivery from Nova is swung on and ripped towards center field. Going back on this one is DeMerit. He's at the track, and he will make the catch in front of the wall. Another loud out off the bat of the Rockies. That one towards one of the deeper parts of the ballpark. Not easy to get it out there. And Garrett Hampson will be the batter. He's 0 for 1 today. Not get a hit in yesterday's ball game either. 2 for 16 on the season. One of those hits was that inside the park home run. Flyout came in the second inning for Hampson. First pitch from Nova is taken inside, ball 1. And that's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hampson. His motion windup and the 1-1 pitch from Nova is swung on and weakly grounded towards first base. Cabrera will take it himself, and that's out number 2. Looking at our top pitch speeds comparisons, 98 miles per hour has been the top velocity today for German Marquez. Ivan Nova has gotten up to 94, so he can still touch the mid-90s. Frequently around 90, 91, though. Marquez has been mostly around 96 today, has gotten up to 98 a few times. Tony Wolters grounded out his first time up. That was back in the third inning, just an inning ago, so he's 0 for 1. To his motion wind-up, first pitch from Nova is swung on and grounded foul the other way. Wolters claimed off waivers from Cleveland back in the 2016 season, made the club with the Rockies in 2016, and he's been their more or less primary catcher ever since. Ground ball weakly back to the mound. Nova throws to first, and that'll retire the side. Rockies get back-to-back jacks from David Dahl and Trevor Story, and we are through 3.5. It's 2-0 Rockies. Miguel Cabrera base hit his first time up. He leads things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning, batting .261 on the year. A home run, 7 driven in. He looked really good this spring. And it's been a stretch for the past couple of seasons where Cabrera, possibly owing due to injuries to those legs, just isn't getting that power, isn't getting that underneath him to get that power and drive the ball out of the ballpark. Not very good home run numbers, at least not the home run numbers we've been accustomed to seeing from Miguel Cabrera during the prime of his career. One pitch from Marquez is taken down and in. But he looked much better this spring, did Cabrera. A spring that was shortened. Looked like he was really driving the ball again. 1-1 pitch coming from Marquez is swung on and ripped towards left field. That one's going to drop for a base hit. Dahl will cut it off. And that's a leadoff single here in the fourth for Miguel Cabrera. Second hit of the ball game. Nearly 2 decades in his career now. Just needs a few more seasons. Started off with the Miami Marlins. Then they were the Florida Marlins. Now with the Tigers. Came over prior to the 2008 season. Jonathan Schoop takes the pitch inside, ball one. Schoop flied out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 227 on the year. 276 OBP. And a 403 slugging percentage. Here's a 1-0 from Marquez, and it's swung on and fouled. Out of play. Jonathan Schoop out of Curacao. Former Baltimore Oriole. A brief time with the Brewers. Twins and now the Tigers. Swinging a ground ball hit towards short. Story goes to second for 1, back to first. And that's a double play. Another 6-4-3 double play turned by the Rockies, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Marquez has been helped out by the pitcher's best friend a couple of times today. Story and Hampson are up the middle today. Ryan McMahon in the DH spot. Jake Rogers will get his second plate appearance of the game. Drew a walk. His first time up, that was in the second. Marquez pitching with nobody on now from the windup. And that's a strike. Slider that time for Marquez. We'll see what he has cooking on the 0-1. And that swung on and missed quickly. 0-2 on Jake Rogers. Back-to-back home runs for the Rockies in the top of the fourth. Dahl and Story swinging a miss. He got him on strikes. And that will retire the side. Aaron Marquez puts up a good fourth inning. Gets help from the double play. We're through 4, 2-0 Rockies. Raimel Tapia 0 for 2 on the day. Fly out and a ground out. Ivan Nova out for a 5th inning of work. First pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards first base. Cabrera will take it himself for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Nova here in the 5th.
Daniel Murphy.
Daniel Murphy 2 for 2 today.
At the ball.
First pitch misses inside. Rockies and Tigers played in 2017, a 3-game series at Coors Field. As there's a base hit into center field. 3 hits today for Daniel Murphy, looking to get things going again. Back in 2017, Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. Justin Verlander and Jordan Zimmerman getting wins. Michael Fulmer got the 1 loss for the Rockies. Pat Neshek got the win for the Rockies, and Antonio Senzatella and Chad Bettis both got losses. Nolan Arenado 1 for 2, base hit back in the 3rd inning. And that swung on and grounded towards first. Cabrera goes to second for 1, back to first. And that is a double play. Inning-ending double play, we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 2-0 Rockies. Stewart, Goodrum, Candelario due up for the Tigers. Kristen Stewart leads off the bottom of the 5th, grounded out his first time up. Last time the Rockies and Tigers met here in Detroit was back in 2014. when the Tigers swept the Rockies. Justin Verlander, Rick Porcello, Anibal Sanchez getting the wins for Detroit. A 1 is going to miss outside. None of those players pitching any longer with the Tigers. Justin Verlander now with the Houston Astros. Rick Porcello went over to the Red Sox. Now he's, though, with the New York Mets. Anibal Sanchez had a stint with the Braves, now with the Washington Nationals. Losses for the Rockies. These are some blasts from the past. Jorge De La Rosa, Tyler Matzik, and Franklin Morales no longer pitching for the Rockies, are they? And for the most part, no longer pitching in the game of baseball. Tyler Matzik, however, was in the Braves organization, signed a minor league deal with them, and he looked really good for them this spring. Swing and a miss by Stewart. That's out number 1. Matzik.
Now batting, the shortstop.
He actually pitched a little bit in the minor leagues for the Braves last year. Had just 1 appearance, 2 1/3 innings, and 5 strikeouts. Only pitched in the major leagues for the Rockies from 2014 to 2015, and of course the well-documented anxiety issues for him. But now he might be back. There's a drive to deep left field, and that ball is gone. Nico Goodrum hits his 6th home run of the season. That was a shot to left field. And that's going to cut the Rockies' lead in half. It's a 2-1 ball game. First run of the day off of Marquez. An estimated distance 432 feet, 102.7 mile per hour exit velocity for Goodrum. An Oppo Taco for Goodrum, and that was no cheapie. Man, that is some opposite field power right there. Jamer Candelario, the batter, he's 0 for 1 today. 2-1 Rockies now. First pitch from Marquez here is going to miss outside, ball 1. Candelario grounded out his first time up, rather struck out. 0 for 1. He's back in the 3rd inning. 181. On base percentage is up over the 300 mark for Candelario, so he's been taking his walks. Just not enough hits to get that on base percentage into respectable territory. Swinging a foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Candelario does have a couple runs batted in over his last 4 games or so. Into his motion, wind up in the 1-1 from Marquez is swung on and chopped foul at the plate. And the 1-2 is going to miss low. Two-two pitch from Marquez is swung on and fouled out of play. Once more, we'll do it again. 60 pitches now for German Marquez here in the 5th. First run of the day on a Nico Goodrum home run to the opposite field. There's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That's out number 2. 4th strikeout of the day now from Marquez. Took a while to get his first, but he's been piling them on ever since. Travis Demeritte will be the batter. First pitch here from Marquez is taken low. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Demeritte drew a walk back in the 3rd inning, getting his 2nd plate appearance of the day. First official at bat. The 1-0 is going to miss outside. 2-0. Demeritte was a first-round pick by the Braves back in the 2013 draft, coming over to the Tigers in trade. I believe it was part of that Shane Green trade. Swinging a pop-up into fair territory is Wolters. He will camp under it and make the catch. And that will retire the side, but not before Nico Goodrum puts the Tigers on the board, the shortstop, with his 6th home run of the year. It's 2-1 Rockies after 5. Charlie Blackmon kicks things off in the top of the 6th. 0 for 2, line out and a ground out on the day for him. 294, 368 on base percentage, OPS of 922. Slow start for Blackman, as it was for a lot of Rockies hitters. But like most of them, Blackman has been turning it on as of late. First pitch misses. Called a strike on the outside corner. Very good numbers against Nova for Blackman in his career. 7 for 13. 3 of those hits were home runs. So he has certainly seen Nova well. Not today, though, for 2. This 0-1 delivery is swung on and grounded into right field under the glove of Cabrera. That's a leadoff single for Charlie Blackman here on the top of the 6th, as Rockies try to answer right back after that home run by Goodrum in the bottom of the 5th made it a 2-1 ball game. And we're going to have a pitching change. Ron Gardenhire has seen enough from his right-hander today. Jordan Zimmerman was up in the bullpen for the Tigers. Nova's day comes to a close. He's in line for the loss.
Your attention, please.
And Kyle Funkhauser is going to be the pitcher now for the Tigers. 17th appearance, 36 innings. So he's certainly gone multiple innings on several occasions. 31 strikeouts against 16 walks, 5.25 ERA. Righties hitting him well, a 3.45 batting average, only 2.47 against lefties, so reverse splits for Funkhauser. First batter he will face is David Dahl. First pitch is taken outside, ball 1. Dahl 1-for-1 on the day. That solo home run is last time up. Also reached base via a walk. Funkhauser comes set, looks over his shoulder, delivers. And it swung on and grounded into left field. The base hit runner was in motion. So Blackman will take the turn and he'll head up to third. Runners on the corners, nobody out now for the Rockies. Trying to extend their 2-1 advantage. And Trevor Story will be the batter. He homered his last time up. He's got a couple runners aboard and nobody out now. Does not necessarily need a hit. Ronnie Garcia and Yency Almonte are warming up in the Tigers bullpen. That's right. First pitch is a strike at the knees to Story, or perhaps a little below. Yency Almonte, remember he was placed on waivers designated for assignment by the Rockies when Kyle Freeland returned from the injured list. There's a cue shot towards second base. Scope throws to second and got him. That's the only out they'll get. Blackman will score 3-1 Rockies now. It'll be an RBI ground out for Story. Just getting the out at second base for the Tigers, and Ryan McMahon will be the batter. 1-for-2 base hit in the second inning. So it is now 3-1 Rockies. But Yency Almonte ended up being claimed off waivers by the Tigers, so you might be able to see an old friend here. There's a swing and a foul out of play off the bat of McMahon. McMahon was a second-round pick by the Rockies back in the 2013 Major League June amateur first-round player draft. Still waiting on an official date for when that will be here in 2020. Oh, 0-1 delivery is strike on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 on McMahon as we look at Ron Gardenhire laying down the signs in the Tigers dugout. Oh-2 pitch coming from Funkhauser is swung on and popped foul and over the screen. Oh-2 pitch from Funkhauser is going to miss outside, ball 1. Story is on first base after his RBI ground into a force out. Blackman scoring on the play. Throw to first to drive back Story. Very good speed for Story. Probably, well, not the best on the team. Hampson's probably the best, but Story's up there. He can do it all. 1-2 coming to McMahon's going to miss low. Story really establishing himself for the past couple of seasons as a 5-tool player. Gold Glove caliber defense. The speed, the power, the batting average, swing and a miss by McMahon. That's out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Garrett Hampson. 2 for 17 on the year now. 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a ground out on his ledger. First pitch from Funkhauser here is swung on and popped up. Foul territory behind the plate is Rogers. He will camp under it and make the catch, and that will retire the side. Rockies get another run. RBI ground out for Trevor Story, scores Charlie Blackman. It's 3-1 Rockies going to the bottom of the sixth. Top of the order due up for the Tigers. Victor Reyes leads things off here in the bottom of the sixth, though, for 2 pop out and a line out for him today. 216, 283, 362 is his triple slash of average OBP and slugging. Marquez out for his 6th inning of work. First pitch here is taken for a strike.
0-1.
Marquez has looked fairly good so far today. Only blemish has been that solo home run off the bat of Nico Goodrum in the bottom of the 5th. Otherwise, already, no matter what happens here, it's going to be a better outing than his previous start. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Reyes. Slider gets him to chase one, diving in on his hands that time. Here comes an 0-2 now from Marquez. And swung on and grounded in the hole. That's going to get into left field, a base hit. Leadoff single for Reyes. Here in the bottom of the sixth, leadoff man on for the Tigers. With a couple of their best hitters due up in Harold Castro and then Miguel Cabrera. Harold Castro, the batter. 0 for 2 on the day, line out and a ground out. 287 on the year. Rockies have handled him thus far today. His pause once again gets the crowd excited. You can see right when he passes over an area, the fans it's like second nature. They just see pause and they jump up out of their seats. First pitch here is check swing and a pitch just a little bit low. Bud Black now, manager for the Rockies, laying down the signs. Harold Castro signed out of Venezuela by the Tigers. .1-0 coming is swung on and lifted in the air towards center field. It's not deep. Tapia is on the run. He'll make the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera now. 1 out, 3-1 Rockies. Cabrera 2 for 2 today, a couple base hits. 267 average on the year for the veteran first baseman for the Tigers. Former third baseman, also played a little bit of corner outfield, not with the Tigers, when he was with the Florida Marlins in the very early stages of his career. Swinging a line drive, base hit into right field, third hit of the day for Cabrera. And a couple runners aboard now for the Tigers here in the bottom of the sixth. Always think about how we don't have the intentional walk in the game anymore. It's just it's just the automatic. You don't throw the 4 pitches. Cabrera, back in his days with the Marlins, swung at a pitch that was an intentional walk, ended up getting a base hit on it, so we won't get moments like that anymore. Jonathan Scopo for 2 fly out and a ground out. He fouled off this first offering from Marquez. Couple runners aboard for the Tigers, and that swung out and lined into right field, a base hit. Runner will be held at third. Bases loaded, 1 out now for the Rockies. Tigers against the Rockies, and Steve Foster, Rockies pitching coach, is going to be out to the mound to have a conversation with Marquez, who had been relatively cruising. Just that solo home run in the bottom of the 5th to Nico Goodrum. Jairo Diaz and James Pazos now warming in the Rockies bullpen in case Marquez gets into trouble. Jake Rogers, the batter, swings and misses at the first pitch. Rogers has a walk in this game, also has a strikeout, 4 for 28 on the season. Again, Austin Romine getting the lion's share of the catching duties for the Tigers this year. Big situation for Marquez here. Pitch is swung on and lifted foul, and it's a long run for Dahl, and he will get there, and he will make the catch. Runners will have to hold up. 2 outs now. Long run for Dahl, but that was a high pop-up, and there was plenty of time for him to get over and make the catch. That'll lead up to Christian Stewart, 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. His slash on the year, 250, 300, 437. So he's one of the better hitters on the Tigers. Next pitch of the day will be the 75th from German Marquez. Bases loaded with 2 outs now. First pitch is swung on and missed. 6 doubles on the year for Stewart. That ranks second on the Tigers. Marquez comes set, gets ready to deliver an 0-1, and it's taken for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Kristen Stewart, 97-mile-an-hour fastball in there that time. And now a big 0-2 pitch will be coming from Marquez to Stewart. On its way, and swung on and popped towards left field. That one's going to get foul towards the seats. No play for it all that time. 0-2 pitch once more is way inside, ball one. Slider in on Stewart that time. One-two from Marquez is down and in. 2-2 count now. Next pitch will be the 80th of the day for Marquez. The 2-2 is just low. Full count now. Stewart thought about going. Held up. No place to put Stewart. Nico Goodrum is waiting on deck. 2 outs, bases loaded, 3-1 Rockies. This has been the best scoring opportunity of the day for the Tigers. Marquez comes set. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Big final out of this 6th inning for German Marquez. Tigers leave the bases loaded. We're through 6. Rockies hanging on to a 3-1 lead. 3-1 Rockies here in the 7th inning. Tony Wolters leads things off. Kyle Funkhauser up for a 2nd inning of work. First pitch is a strike in the knees. Wolters 0 for 2 on the day. Catcher number 9 batter for the Rockies. So 1 is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Wolters. 3-1 Rockies. Marquez getting out of a big bases loaded situation against the Tigers in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Wolters looks foolish on that one. Strikes out in 3 pitches. Second strikeout for Funkhauser, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Lineup will turn over. Raimel Tapia, the batter, looking for his first hit of the day. Tapia is 0 for 3. First pitch is swung on and lined towards center field. Coming in on this one is Demerit. He's going to dive, and it's off his glove. Tapia takes a big turn, but he'll hold at first base with his first hit of the day. 1 out single here in the 7th.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel.
And Daniel Murphy will get an opportunity. 3 for 3 on the day for Murphy. Trying to make up for that hitless week of baseball last week. We'll just get all the hits in today's game. First pitch here is going to miss outside, ball 1. 3 singles, so 285. Murphy has worked his average back up to 346 on base percentage, 768 OPS. This 1-0 is way inside, 2-0. Lights are on as we head into the evening here at Comerica Park. We've seen increasing clouds throughout the evening as well. 2-0 is just a bit outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Nolan Arenado is waiting on deck. And that's in there for a strike. Big sweeping curveball that time. Tigers' third base coach Dave Clark laying down the signs. Sorry, that's not Dave Clark. He's at first base now. Who is the third base coach for the Detroit Tigers? I'm afraid we'll have to look it up.
Nolan Arenado.
Third base coach is now Ramon Santiago. That's who that was. Dave Clark at first now. Lloyd McClendon, the bench coach for Ron Gardenhire, hitting coach Joe Vavra. Assistant hitting coach Phil Clark, pitching coach Rick Anderson. Josh Paul, quality control coach. We're starting to see more of those around the game of baseball now. 2 runners are on now with 1 out for Nolan Arenado. Batting a whopping .424 with runners in scoring position this season. 1 for 3 on the day for Arenado. This 0-1 is swung on and popped up foul territory behind the plate. Rogers will make the catch for out number 2.
The right fielder, number 19, Charlie Blackman.
And that will leave it up to Charlie Blackman. 1 for 3, single and a run scored earlier. 300 average on the year, 372 OBP for the talented Rockies right fielder, trying to make it another all-star appearance this year. He's become a perennial all-star candidate. First pitch here from Funkhauser is swung on and grounded weakly towards the mound. Picking it up, throwing to first is Funkhauser, and it's in time to get Blackman. 3-1 Rockies, 7th inning stretch time. Corey Shembry is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ballgame" for us. It'll be Goodrum, Candelario, Demerit do it for the Tigers in the bottom half of the 7th.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
3-1 Rockies as we take a look at what Nico Goodrum did back in the 5th inning of this game. The lone run of the day for the Tigers is this big fly towards deep left center field, and this is quite a shot to the opposite field. Don't see many get over there off the bat of left-handers here at Comerica Park. First pitch from Marquez is taken just a bit outside. Out there for his 7th inning of work is Marquez. Action in the Rockies bullpen, Carlos Estevez and Wade Davis. This might be our first opportunity to get to see Tyler Kinley, who has taken over in the closer's role for the time being, with Scott Ober going on the injured list. He's going to be out until July at the earliest. Ground ball hit towards second base. Hampson is shifted that way, makes the play for out number 1. It's been a much better day for German Marquez, and he certainly could have used a good start, and he got it today. Jamer Candelario 0 for 2. He struck out twice as the struggles on the year continue for Candelario. First pitch from Marquez here is taken inside, ball 1. Well, back in the day, Tigers in Comerica Park was known as a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Lately, when you look at some of the data, it was really played more neutral to even hitter-friendly to some portions of the ballpark. Perhaps it was just that the Tigers had such a good pitching staff for a few years there. 1-1 pitch coming is swung on and missed, strike 2. Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, David Price all in the same rotation together. And Rick Porcello, Anibal Sanchez. Ground ball foul down the first base line as we look at the day for German Marquez. 87 pitches now. He hasn't had to work very hard in any inning. No 20-pitch innings, and that was not what we could say for his last few outings. Broken bat, ground ball, that's going to be knocked down by Arenado, but he was shifted so far over there that he had no chance of making a play. And that'll be a one-out base runner. Single for Jamer Candelaria, his first hit of the day, and Travis Demeritte will be the batter. He's 0 for 1, did draw a walk back in the third inning. Marquez comes set, looks over his shoulder, delivers to Demeritte, and it's inside corner, strike.
0-1's the count.
90th pitch of the day from Marquez is in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Travis Demeritte. Still at 96 miles per hour on the velocity for Marquez here in the bottom of the 7th. Should be his final inning of work. Hopefully he can get through the whole thing. A really nice start for him. There's a pitch high, ball 1. Really nice thing to build off of if he could get through 7 innings of work, only allowing the 1 run today after allowing 6 in not even two innings yesterday. There's a ground ball to second base, knocked down by Hampson. Only play will be at first now, and that's out number 2. Was a tailor-made double play. Hampson could not field it cleanly initially, and that's just going to result in 1 out and a runner in scoring position with 2 outs now for Victor Reyes as the lineup turns over. Tyler Kinley now warming up alongside Wade Davis in the bullpen for the Rockies. Reyes 1 for 3 today, base hit back in the 6th inning. Marquez trying to get through him and send this game to the 8th, with the Rockies up 3-1. First pitch to Reyes here is swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. Blackman's going over. He will get there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. 7 strong innings for German Marquez today. Good to see. It'll be David Dahl, Trevor Story, Ryan McMahon due up in the 8th. David Dahl leads off this 8th inning, 2 for 2, also has a walk today. Home run, single, RBI. Good day at the plate for David Dahl. Good to see for him. After the last couple series, he's been really struggling. After it was a stretch where he had finally gotten the bat going, then it's cooled back down again. Pitch misses outside. Kyle Funkhauser out for a 3rd inning of work. 18,723 in attendance here at Comerica Park. Pitch down and in, 2-0. Tigers still don't draw poorly that often. They used to frequently bring in about 40,000, not as much with the 100 lost days that occurred in 2019 and may well occur again this year. They are on that pace. 2-1 pitch coming to Dahl is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. 3rd hit of the ball game, on base 4 times as David Dahl leads things off with a single here in the 8th. Good day at the plate for David Dahl. In now steps Trevor Story, 1 for 3 with a solo home run earlier in this one. He and Dahl went back-to-back earlier. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. Slider misses. Story now slugging .516 on the year. Starting to look like the Story of old in terms of those power numbers. .1-0 delivery from Funkhauser is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Dahl will stop at second base, and first 2 Rockies are aboard here in the 8th. Ryan McMahon will be the batter. Dahl Story has been a good combo today. We're going to have a pitching change. It is Yency Almonte, former Rocky just this year, was claimed on waivers after being DFA'd. This is in our simulation, not in real life. 9th game of the year, so it'll be 6.55 ERA. We've seen some chances given to Almonte, and he was able to capitalize on some occasions with the Rockies. Even one occasion we struck out the side against the Dodgers. We'll see what Almonte we get today. Ryan McMahon swings at the first pitch and misses. So this will be fun to watch. Wish nothing but the best for Yency Almonte, though. It doesn't necessarily have to start working in his favor today. Hopefully he'll come in a 20-0 ball game tomorrow and put up a scoreless inning. Pitch outside, 20-0 in the Rockies' favor, mind you. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the count on Ryan McMahon. The 1-1 delivery is taken inside. Hitter's count now on Ryan McMahon. Garrett Hampson is waiting on deck. Unless McMahon grounds into a triple play, we'll get to see Garrett Hampson bat. 2-1 delivery is swung on and popped foul and over the screen. McMahon 1 for 3 on the day. He's on a hot stretch right now. NC's pitch on the 2-2 is just a bit outside, and the count goes full. Again, Garrett Hampson is on deck. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. Batting average down to 111 now for the hamster. 3-2 pitch coming to McMahon is swung on and chopped foul, just getting a piece, and he'll stay alive. Three-two pitch is swung on and pulled foul. McMahon making Yancey Almonte work here in the 8th. Three-two from Almonte is check swing and a pitch low, and he did not go. Ball 4 to McMahon, and the bases are loaded with nobody out now for Garrett Hampson. 3-1 Rockies trying to add to that lead. And the Tacos run is coming to the plate. First pitch from Almonte to Hampson is taken just a bit inside, ball 1. The 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Capable of getting up to the mid-90s is Almonte. "1-0 is swung on and pulled foul. The 1-1. Inside hitters count now on Garrett Hampson. Tony Wolters would be next if Hampson were to keep this line moving. The 2-1 is swung on and lined towards right field. Coming in and playing it on a hop is Stewart. And everybody's going to move up 90 feet. RBI single for Garrett Hampson, 4-1 Rockies. And still bases loaded, nobody out now for Tony Wolters. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. 0 for 3 on the day for Wolters. 169, 217, 215 his slash. Again, a really hot start to the year for Tony Wolters, then went on the injured list, and line drive fair down the right field line. 2 runs are going to score here. It is 6-1 Rockies. Runners on the corners, nobody out now. Hampson moves up to third base. And the lineup will turn over for Raimel Tapia. The Tacos run is now on third base with nobody out. 6-1 Rockies. Raimel Tapia getting his 5th at bat of the day. He's 1 for 4. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Single came just an inning ago for Tapia. Got his batting average up to 132. Not consistent playing time for a lot of the Rockies bench players. 1-0 pitch coming to Tapia is taken for a strike. Almonte not able to get an out in this 8th inning yet. Runners on the corners, nobody out for the Rockies. And this is necessary, really, for the Rockies with how they're doing right now. If they want to get back into contention, this pitch way inside, nearly hit Tapia. Slider, no intent there. Hitters count now on Tapia. But the Rockies want to get, well, first of all, they have to sweep the Tigers if they want to get above the 500 mark. They have to take 2 out of 3 to get to 500. And these are the kinds of teams that the Rockies need to play well off of. We saw them play well off the Giants on the last road trip, swept them. They're in the cellar in the NL West right now. Last place in the NL, actually. Ground ball up the middle. That ball is going to be grabbed by Scope. He'll go to second for the force. Back to first is not in time. And we have Tacos. RBI ground out for Raimel Tapia. Garrett Hampson scores. And it's 7-1 Rockies. Daniel Murphy, 3 for 3 with a walk today. 3 singles. He's been on base all 4 times. He's had a very good day, suffice to say. 1 out now. First pitch to Murphy is taken for a strike. No longer a save situation for the Rockies, so maybe we will no longer be seeing Tyler Kinley get his first save opportunity of the year. There's a swing and a ground ball hit weakly towards second base. Scope throws to first. That's out number 2. Tapia advances to second base. Murphy makes an out for the first time today. And that'll leave it up to Nolan Arenado, runner in scoring position with 2 outs now. Tapia is at second base. 1 for 4 in the day, base hit in the 3rd inning for Nolan Arenado, hitting .333 on the year. Righty on righty matchup. Arenado facing his former teammate Almonte. First pitch is swung on and skied in the air towards right. Going over on this one is the right fielder Stewart. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side. A few runs across the board for the Rockies. They lead it now 7-1 going to the bottom of the 8th. Harold Castro will lead things off in the bottom of the 8th. It's Jairo Diaz and James Pazos. One of them will get the bottom of the 9th for the Rockies. Line drive towards right center field on the run is Tapia. He'll have to play this one on a hop. Marquez is out for an 8th inning of work. He's at 94 pitches now after serving up that single. Not sure how long Bud Black will want to go with Marquez. Miguel Cabrera will be the batter. 3 for 3, 3 singles today. First pitch here is swung on and fouled back over the screen. 273, 366 on base percentage for Cabrera. Only a 322 slugging percentage, though, so still does not look like he's translated that power back into game action. This guy can still hit, though, and still can draw a walk with the best of them. There's a strike quickly, 0-2. 65 of 96 pitches today have been strikes for German Marquez. We told you at the very beginning of this broadcast he was in dire need of a good outing, and he got it. 7-1 Rockies here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's out number 1. 6th strikeout of the day for Marquez. Gets Cabrera swinging for the first out here in the 8th. Jonathan Scope will be the batter. Marquez trying to get a quick couple outs here and cruise through 8. First pitch to Scope is check swing, and that's a strike. 94-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball. 1 for 3 on the day for Scope. Got a base hit back in the 6th inning. 684 OPS on the year, 279 on base percentage for Scope. Bit of a rough start to his Tigers tenure. 0-1 pitch is going to miss low and away. Next pitch will be the 100th of the day for German Marquez. Getting the opportunity to reach the century mark here on a Monday evening. Rockies have had most of their Mondays off, if not all of them so far this year. We'll have to check on that. Line drive towards right center field. That ball's going to get down. Cut off by Blackman. Castro will advance to third base. Runners on the corners with 1 out now for the Tigers as Marquez is at 100 pitches. Not sure how long Bud Black wants to continue with Marquez. Score is certainly in the favor of the Rockies, but Marquez has not pitched deep into games that often this year. He's going to get an opportunity, though, to face the catcher Jake Rogers, 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch here is taken just a bit outside. Walk came back in the 2nd inning, 4 for 29 overall on the year for Jake Rogers. Second on the depth chart at catcher behind Austin Romine. Grayson Greiner, also in the minor leagues this year, backup catcher for the Tigers. Pitch misses low, 2-0. And Marquez is going to want to start throwing some strikes here if he wants to be able to get out of this 8th. The 2-0 is swung on and grounded towards third base. Arenado goes to second for one, back to first. Double play. And Marquez works through 8 innings. Pitcher's best friend around the horn double play. 5, 4, 3. Helps him out. We're through 8. 7-1 Rockies.
Leading off for the Rockies, the right fielder, number 19, Charlie Blackman.
Yency Almonte out for another inning of work. Charlie Blackman, the batter, 1 for 4 on the day. 7-1 Rockies could never hurt to get a little bit more insurance, though. Pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I am fairly certain we will not see German Marquez return for the bottom of the 9th. Up over 100 pitches through 8. There's a strike, 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
One, 2 from Almonte here is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's out number 1. Almonte, long reliever in his time with the Rockies, being utilized in much the same role here with the Tigers. There is a lot to like about this arm. David Dahl will be the batter. 3 for 3 today with a walk. Really good day for David Dahl. He lines one towards the gap in left center field. 4th hit of the ball game for Dahl is off the wall, and that'll be an easy double here with one out in the top of the 9th. 4 hits and a walk on base 5 times today. David Dahl, 13th double of the year. That's towards the top of the league leaders. Quite a day for David Dahl. He's going to be a triple shy of the cycle now. We're going to have a pitching change that unfortunately chases Yency Almonte from the game. Ronnie Garcia will come in, 11th game of the year, 11 2/3 innings, 3.86 ERA, 12 strikeouts. That's good. 11 walks. That is not. And the last thing that Ron Gartenhire would like to see right now is a bunch of base on balls in a 7-1 ball game with a runner aboard. And second base, 1 out. Trevor Story, the batter. 2 for 4 today for Story, a homer. Went back-to-back with Dahl earlier in this one. Pitch misses high and tight. So Garcia working on that command. Story, 870 OPS now. Single home run, 2 runs batted in on the day. Garcia's 1-0 pitch is swung on and popped foul and over the screen. Good start to this series for the Rockies. They're up 7-1 here in the top of the 9th, trying for some more runs. There's a cue shot right to the second baseman, Scope, on a hop hill throw to first for out number 2. Dahl advances to third base.
Up next for Colorado, the designated hitter.
One more opportunity for Ryan McMahon, 1 for 3 on the day with a base hit. Run scored. Jose Cisnero warming up in the bullpen for the Tigers in case Ronnie Garcia is not able to get through this last out. First pitch to McMahon is taken just a bit high. There's Cisnero up in the bullpen. You can see Buck Farmer and Joe Jimenez looking on as well. A couple of the more set-up closer-type relievers for the Tigers. 1-0 pitch coming to McMahon is taken inside 2-0. There's a lot of trouble with walks this year, at least to start the season for Ronnie Garcia. Garcia comes set. His 2-0 delivery is in the dirt. 3-0 now. The ball gets away, but definitely not far enough for Dahl to advance home. Garrett Hampson waiting on deck as it's a 3-0 count on McMahon. Hampson got an RBI single his last time up. 3-0 to McMahon is inside ball 4. He walked him. Another walk for Ronnie Garcia, his 12th of the year in 12 innings.
Now batting, number 1.
And Garrett Hampson will get another opportunity. Hampson 1 for 4, single RBI run scored, 3 for 19 on the season now. First pitch from Garcia here is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Garcia shakes off, gets the sign he likes, comes set. Into his motion, the windup and the 0-1 delivery is just a bit inside, ball one. Tacos for the Rockies today. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, strike two.
Count is 1-2.
The 1-2. Low, count evens at 2. If Hampson were to keep it going, Tony Wolters would be next. Two-two delivery. Outside, full count.
2 strikes.
Climb up to over a batter per 9 innings in terms of walks for Garcia if he walks Hampson here. Right now he's got 12 in 12 innings. This 3-2 is swung on and grounded towards second base. Scope picks it up, throws to first. That'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 7-1 Rockies, looking in good shape. We'll see who is in to get the final few outs of this one. Stewart, Goodrum, Candelario do it for Detroit.
Your attention, please.
Jairo Diaz trying to get the final 3 outs of this ball game. This is his 17th appearance of the year. 13 innings, 5.54 ERA, 13 strikeouts and 9 walks. Been having a rough go as of late. Kristen Stewart will lead things off over 3. Struck out back in the 6th inning his last time up. Should be a nice low stress situation for Jairo Diaz. Would not like to have to get the closer warming up at this point. First pitch right in there for a called strike. Good start.
0-1's the count.
Oh, 0-1 from Diaz is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Kristen Stewart. And just a little bit low, ball 1.
2 strikes.
Diaz comes set, rather from the windup. Delivers a 1-2, and it's swung on and grounded up the middle. Shortstop Story ranging over, throws to first and got him. That is out number 1. Nice play by Trevor Story. Nico Goodrum will be the batter, responsible for the only run batted in and scored by the Tigers today, as solo home run in the 5th inning. Jake McGee and James Pazos are warming up in the Rockies bullpen just in case. 4 pitches to get the first out for Diaz. And his first pitch to Goodrum is swung on and missed.
0-1.
The 0-1 is going to miss high and outside. That time was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Diaz, one of the harder throwers in the bullpen, probably not quite as fast as Estevez, but both can touch 100. Seen Marquez and Gray both have the potential to touch 100 as well. That's a check swing to pitch outside. Hitters count now. You see McGee and Pazos, a couple of lefties up in the bullpen. Just in case, you can see Wade Davis is hanging out there, as is Estevez as well. Got a pretty good view of the ball game out there. 2-1 pitch coming to Goodrum is strike on the outside corner. Count evens at 2. Into his motion, wind up. And the 2-2 pitch from Diaz is inside, full count. Jamer Candelario waiting on deck. The 3-2 is high, ball 4. He walked him. Not what you want to see in a 7-1 ball game. He is having a little bit of trouble with walks as of late. Jamer Candelario will be the batter, and right now he could use a double play. 1 for 3 base hit in the 7th inning for Candelario. 1 on, 1 out, 7-1 Rockies here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch to Candelario is a strike at the knees. Black vests. I don't know. I feel like every time the black vests are being worn by the Rockies, good results. I think we might have to get those going more. Pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Black vests were in that first game against the Phillies, the only game they've won on this road trip so far. Swinging a foul out of play. 1-2 the count on Candelario. The 1-2 is just a bit outside, ball 2. Two-two pitch from Diaz is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and now the Rockies just need 1 more out. 7-1 ball game.
Center fielder,
Travis Demeritte will be the last opportunity for the Tigers. Diaz comes set, looks over his shoulder, delivers to Demeritte, and it's inside corner for a strike. Walk back in the second inning for Demeritte, otherwise 0 for 2. A bit of a rough start to his 2020 campaign. The 0-1 is outside.
Outside, that's the ball.
Diaz comes set. Looks over his shoulder, gets ready to deliver a 1-1, and it's swung on and missed. Diaz just needs 1 more strike now. Here it comes. Inside, count evens at 2. 98-mile-an-hour fastball that time. Demeritte did not chase. And swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That is your ball game. Nice 9th inning for Jairo Diaz, and a good first win of the series coming in the first game for the Rockies after losing 2 of 3 to the Phillies to start the road trip. Thought you weren't supposed to do handshakes anymore as part of the guidelines. Well, handshakes all around the infield for the Rockies. German Marquez pitches a very good ball game. 8 strong innings, only allowing 1 run on the solo home run off the bat of Nico Goodrum. The offense comes to life as well for the Rockies. Ron Gardenhire. This loss hurts him tonight, it appears. So 7 runs on 15 hits for the Rockies, 1 run on 9 hits for the Tigers. Marquez gets the win. He's now 3-3. Ivan Nova the loss. He's 2-4. Player of the game is going to be David Dahl. What a ball game. 4 for 4. Home run, double, 2 singles, triple shy of the cycle. 2 runs scored. Also had a walk, so he was on base 5 times. German Marquez was also in the running. 8 innings, 1 run on 9 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Ivan Nova with a loss, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, no strikeouts, 1 walk. Other highlights in offense for the Rockies. Trevor Story goes 2 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Daniel Murphy 3 for 4 with a walk. Garrett Hampson goes 1 for 5 with an RBI single and a run scored as well. Highlights on offense for the Tigers. Nico Goodrum goes 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Miguel Cabrera went 3 for 4, also had a strikeout. Jonathan Scope 2 for 4, and Victor Reyes was 1 for 4 as well. Those were the 7 of the 9 hits for the Tigers. Oh, this has been Ben Kuchar-Kavitz for Purple Row, and I'll let you know this game is not affiliated with the Colorado Rockies at Major League Baseball or MLB The Show 20, and before we leave you, we'll take a look at today's box score. Thanks for tuning in.